Extra. Luka Doncic back in the lineup, Stephen A., and taking full advantage.
Doing his thing with the assists, with three-point shots, just boogieing on Kevin Durant. He did that a couple of times, doing what he wants to do. But it doesn't seem that hard. The way the Suns have looked in the first half, hell, I might go out there and play.
Oh, no.
Would Stephen be boogieing? If
that's taking it a little too far. That last comment. Everything else, I'm good.
I agree with you, but that's how bad they looked.
Clearly also enjoying that Jackson Hayes is back, that lob threat that Luka loves so much. He has scored or assisted on 31 points in the first half here for the Los Angeles Lakers. That nearly totals the Phoenix Suns. We're going to get into that on the other side of this break. It's not looking great for Phoenix.
Not looking great.
Everywhere 17 in the first half.
Yeah, a lot of good for the Lakers, but I'm going to defer my time to Stephen A., who's going to reference why the Lakers look so good.
I need 10 more seconds on why the Lakers look so good.
Fine. You know what? They're playing hard. This guy's one of the best players in the league. Phoenix isn't guarding. I mean, I can keep going and going, but the Lakers deserve to be up.
The Lakers are up 54-37, and this is part of the reason why. Doncic has the same number of points as Beal, Booker, and Kevin Durant combined. Stephen A., you were over in Crypto.com Arena for the first half. What did you see?
An abomination. We aired this game on national television. This is our network. If there was not a second half to go where they had an opportunity to make amends, I would encourage us to give a public apology to a national audience for that atrocity we saw in the first half. No effort whatsoever, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. 2 for 11, 18 rather, shooting from three-point range, 11% from three-point range. The Phoenix Suns resembled a little kid that was placed on punishment by his parents and assigned to do chores. That's how they made playing the game of basketball look in the first half. Like it was this arduous, painful task that they had to subject themselves to. That's how bad they looked. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful.
So I was over there as well. One thing you can see, Malika, and Perk, you know this by playing, and Stephen A. was there too. When you're at a game, you can see the effort.
Yes. You
can feel it. It's different. And TV does a fantastic job of covering the games. Right. But when you're there, you can watch all the players. You can watch off-ball stuff.
Yes.
And to see Phoenix, it is like Steven says, it's almost like, guys, I mean, do you want to play?
Yes.
Do you want to compete? I don't understand. I'm flabbergasted.
Why?
I don't know. I thought they'd be better.
I said it in January. I said it in February, and here I am saying it in March. They don't have a leader. No one is going to question the talent of this team, but they don't have a voice in the locker room that's going to hold these guys accountable. And all of a sudden, guess what we see again? Mike Budenholzer stressing the hell out, having to go off in the timeout, having to get into it with Kevin Durant, because guess what? His team is not playing hard and competing. They're only, Malika, 1.5, maybe 2 games out of the play-in tournament? What are you doing?
I have seen teams where we have questioned leadership, but still saw effort. We're over there at the game. I mean, dudes, wide open shots from the Lakers. Nobody in the vicinity. And it's like literally you have Mike Budenholzer calling timeouts going like this. Do you care? Do you want to play?
The Suns had 2 starters on the gold medal Olympic team.
Yeah.
2 starters. That's what I don't fathom. I don't understand.
So 4 points for Kevin Durant. That's the fewest in any half.
We saw before that 11-0 run was them doing a pretty good job. But they're playing against the best offense in the league in the Cavs. Cavs are 4 of 17 from 3. They got a 13-point lead. You just don't see that often. But to me, the major point, the guy that just made that shot, if I'm sitting there and I'm a contending team like Boston, like Oklahoma City, and you can throw in whoever else you want to throw in, the fact that Cleveland and Kobe Altman went out and said, we're not good enough, we're going to go get DeAndre Hunter. That could be the reason. If you want to find that could be the reason they win the championship. Is that deal, and not sitting pat when you have one of the best records in the league, the deadline, getting better.
Also, the best defensive player is not playing tonight, Evan Mobley. So you don't shoot the ball well, you know what? You hang your hats on the defensive side of things to get stops. I wanted to come on here and talk about the Cavs struggling from the 3 tonight and how this should be this afternoon. And how and how they should be up more, right? Because the injuries that the Magic have, and then the basketball player side of me kicked in. We do have to realize that NBA players, they hate playing early games. It throws their routine off. I'm just letting you know from a former player. They don't like it. Slow starts, so it happens.
Why are we overreacting to this shooting performance? 4 of 17
Who
from deep
overreacted?
range. Here's the deal. They're the #1 3-point shooting team in basketball, okay? And as you said, it's an early game. Let's also remember the opponent. Orlando, who's lost 7 straight. They're about 6 games under 500. I mean, this team is aiming for a championship. An early Sunday game, these kind of things happen. Let's see how they shoot in the second half.
Who's overreacting?
Is Lakers in need of some home cooking big time?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know that you are consistent at home. We just saw the records there. We talk about that all the time. Guarding your yard, winning at home. You want that mentality. So, yeah, they need a fresh start at home, realizing that they just came off a really close game against Denver and get back on track. It only takes a win, especially you're getting Hayes back. You get players back. That's got to make them feel good. So get this win against Phoenix tonight. You know, it's going to be tough with Durant, Beal, Booker. You know, those guys can put up numbers, but the way we've been playing defense and the way we've been playing collectively, getting Luka back too, it's a big plus. Let's get this one game at home, and you're literally, you know, back on a good track of winning some games.
Starts with today.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, I got to be frank. You know, I look at a lot of stats and do a lot of standings watching. I didn't realize they were the 3rd best home team in the NBA. That's a big deal. And it's nice to have that luxury. Despite all the roster turnover this season, you know, a couple big trades, obviously. Adding this guy right here, that's going to help your home record, I think. But that's impressive. And, you know, I always say one of the marks for me of a championship caliber team is how they do on the road and on the second night of back-to-backs. But, you know, you got to be good at home, too.
Yeah.
There's some teams that, for whatever reason, kind of like going away from home. They like playing on the road, and the Lakers obviously do just fine when they're here in Los Angeles.
Well, they got 4 games in 5 days, guys. 2 back-to-backs coming up here in a row. I guess navigating the health, the availability, that's going to be kind of key for JJ and really crucial as you look at these next 4 in 5 days and how that sets up for the home stretch.
Well, JJ, Coach Redick, man, he's done a good job of navigating through this, even though the results haven't been what we'd like for him to be. He's pretty good at adjusting on the fly and adjusting, period. So he's got to be sending the message, which I'm sure he is, how important it is. You know, some people say, just play the game, don't worry about the standings. But I think as a good coach, you got to make your players aware of where they are. You give them that extra pressure to go ahead and take care of business. And I'm sure his messaging is right on time with these players. They seem to respond to it, regardless of who's in the game. A good example of that is look, I'm sure he's look, yeah, we were without our players in Denver, but hey, you guys can play. Yep. You know how we are. It's what we do. And they went out and did the best they could. Vanderbilt on Jokic was fun to watch. And so, yeah, his messages should be, look, this is critical time for us. We don't have time for mistakes. We don't have time for coming out of timeouts and not knowing our plays and things like that. Let's take care of business at home.
So Adam Silver, when he took power about a decade ago, when he became the commish, one of his things was, I want to make things easier for the players. And one of the things he did before the 2017 season, he said, no more 4 games in 5 nights. We're done with that. What do the Lakers have this week? 4 games in 5 nights.
Yeah,
obviously, tomorrow's game is a makeup from one of the Fire postponement games. But 4 games in 5 nights, as you're going to test, James, I think in your day, you would do, 5 and 6.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 and 7. And, it was like, this is the schedule.
Real men.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, 4 and 5 is not supposed to happen unless, obviously, there's a reschedule. Obviously, a very good reason for this reschedule. But it's considered a grind to do this type of work. And, Geet, you looked it up in the newsroom today. Lakers have 4 back-to-backs remaining.
In their final 17 games.
Other teams, such as Denver, have 0 back-to-backs.
Yeah,
I mean, that's incredible. It's a lot of work for the Lakers in a very short, compact amount of time.
Remember, Brez, we did it on Eastern Airline, TWA.
100%, yeah.
TWA.
PSA.
TWA. Incredible
Western
call.
Airlines.
You'd get in that day and play, right?
Yeah, sometimes you get in 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If there was an ice storm or something like that, you get in at 2 or 3 o'clock and suit up at 7. Let's go.
It's crazy.
Those days are over.
Hot dog and a beer.
Hot dog and a beer. It was a tough week in Lakerland after the 0-4. All right, here's Luka over his last 10 10 games, he's averaging 29.5 points per at 42% from the field, 38% from 3, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. Last time we saw him play against the Bucks in a losing effort, he had a 45-piece. Luka and the Lakers 0-2 without LeBron James. So big game, looking for that first win without his partner, Luka. He's averaging almost a triple-double in a Laker uniform over the last 10.
Yeah, the numbers are not, not a big deal. He can get 30 and have a subpar game.
Yeah.
And some turnovers. I'm sure he's trying to get to the point where he's being super efficient. But he has been impactful. But we're going to take a look at, all eyes on Luka right here, Geeter. He's a handful because he's so under control, and he can hit the 12-footer. He can hit the 40-footer, and he can collapse the defense just about better than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, and he does it under control, where he gets you off beat. He's either making a blind pass or hitting a little free layup after he, gets you discombobulated in there. He's an amazing talent that we got at 25, now 26 years old.
And these are the stretch of games without LeBron where you hope he's the guy that can lead you to wins. I mean, that's what he's done his entire career, and that's what the Lakers are hoping. But, Brez, we showed this earlier, LeBron working out, and reports are now saying, and this is not from LeBron, by the way, Shams and other people, that LeBron is a week away. So that puts him at the Orlando game. I think there was hope for the Bulls game, but until we hear from LeBron.
Right.
But he's back on the court at least and ramping up, which usually takes about a week.
Yeah. It was kind of good news, bad news when he spoke after he heard it. He said, it's not that bad. It's okay. Turns out to be good news compared to the groin injury he suffered a few years ago when he missed a month and a half or so. But it looks like he'll still be out about 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks plus. This is all good sign right here. This is the news of the hour for sure. LeBron just getting his shots up, James. He's not doing the contact work, obviously. That can wait. And if the Lakers can just hold serve over the next 5-6 games, however many it's going to be, especially after coming off an 0-4 roadie, try to go like 3-2, 4-2 over the next however long he's going to be out. You got to be a couple games above 500.
And what you're looking for is you're just looking for movement. And this is good movement right here. And it's repetitive. Those are about 12 shots in a row, between the legs, step back. He's not just shooting 1 or 2 shots or kind of a lazy workout that you would see from a guy who's injured with a groin. He's testing it.
He's bouncy.
Probably if he had to play, he probably could go out and play at about 80%. But you don't want to test it too early. That looks really good right there. A lot of shots in a row, step back between the legs. Those are really good things to see in a guy with a groin injury.
Yeah, it takes time to get to the chase down blocks.
Yes.
The tomahawk dunks.
Yeah.
Let's give it a little time. We don't need to test that yet.
I would be okay without that. When he came
thank
back,
you.
unless he really needed it.
Thank you, big game. All right, let's go back downtown. Mike Trudell standing by with a little more. What's up, Mike?
Hey guys, welcome back downtown. And Geeter, on the one hand, with LeBron out, you do get a lot of that usage that he occupies offensively. That can go to Luka Doncic, to Austin Reeves. Extremely high level, of course, from both of them. And then at the same time, with the way that this team is constructed, LeBron has been doing